They say some stories are too strange to be fiction. The kind of stories that sound like something a screenwriter would make up, but instead, they happen in the quiet shadows of real life. This is one of those stories. A story that doesn't begin with flashing lights, rolling cameras, or red carpet glamour. It begins on a private island, far away from the noise of the world. A place meant to be a paradise. And yet, on one unforgettable night, it became the setting for a midnight escape that still leaves people unsettled. The island itself was supposed to be perfect. Imagine it for a moment. Clear turquoise water that seems to stretch forever, so blue it looks painted. Palm trees bending gently in the ocean breeze. White sand so soft it slips through your toes like silk. By day, it's paradise. But when the sun sets and the world goes quiet, the same paradise can feel haunting. The vast ocean turns black under the night sky. The winds grow stronger, howling in the distance. And instead of feeling free, you feel trapped. Because you're on an island. Surrounded by nothing but water. No streets, no cars, no escape. Now picture Amber Heard there. The tension had already been building between her and Johnny Depp. Arguments. Distance. That silence that creeps into the room after words are thrown, when neither person wants to back down. And on an island, that silence is deafening. Imagine being in her shoes, walking back and forth, restless, feeling your heartbeat pick up as the walls seem to close in. You hear the waves crashing outside. You hear the wind pressing against the windows. And inside your head, the same thought repeats over and over, I need to get out. But where do you go on a private island? You can't just call a cab. You can't take a drive to clear your head. You can't meet a friend for coffee to vent. You're trapped, unless you find another way. And that night, as midnight crept in, Amber found her way. The details of what happened next are hazy, wrapped in speculation and whispered accounts. But this much is certain, she slipped away in the middle of the night. Some say she begged staff to quietly help her leave. Some say she found a small boat and took it out into the dark waters. Nobody knows every detail, and maybe that's what makes this story so haunting. By the time the sun rose, she was gone. Now pause here. Picture that moment. The island asleep, the waves pounding against the shore, and one person moving quickly and quietly through the shadows. Every step louder in the stillness of night. The sand crunching underfoot. The soft creak of a dock. The small thud of a boat pushing off. You can almost hear it, can't you? That sharp sound of oars cutting through water, fading into the distance. A figure disappearing into the black ocean. If this were a movie, the camera would follow her from behind, zooming out until the island was just a shadow on the horizon. Then silence. Until a whisper. A whisper that makes the hair on your arms stand up. Lily Rose Depp, Johnny's daughter, speaking softly to someone nearby. 7 words. Just 7 words. She'll never come back the same. Think about that. Not, she won't come back. Not, she'll regret this. Not, she's gone. But, she'll never come back the same. That choice of words cuts deeper. It suggests transformation. Change. A line in the sand where life splits into before and after. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever had someone say something so simple, so quiet, that it echoed in your mind for years? Maybe it was a warning. Maybe it was just an observation. But it stuck with you, because deep down, you knew it was true. That's what Lily Rose's whisper feels like here. Not just a child's comment, but a glimpse of a truth that adults around her may not have dared to say out loud. It's haunting because it asks more questions than it answers. What did she see? What did she sense? Was she talking about Amber herself, saying the woman who left that night was forever changed? Or was she talking about the ripple effect, that none of them, not even her father, would be the same after that moment. And this is what keeps the story alive. Because when you strip away the headlines and the courtrooms, what you're left with are people. Flesh and blood, emotions and fears, moments of weakness and escape. A woman slipping away into the night. A daughter whispering something that sounds like prophecy. A family caught in silence. It's raw. It's human. It's the kind of moment we can all relate to, even if we've never been on a private island in the Bahamas. Because here's the truth, we've all had our own midnight escapes. Maybe not on a boat across the ocean, but in smaller ways. Walking away from an argument. Leaving a place that felt too heavy. Ending a relationship we thought we'd never end. And sometimes, when we come back, we know we're not the same anymore. Something has shifted. A piece of us is gone, or a new piece has taken root. That's why this story resonates. It's not just about two celebrities. It's about us. About what happens when we reach our breaking point and step into the unknown. And then there's the island itself. Isn't it ironic? It was supposed to be a sanctuary, a safe haven from the noise of the world. Johnny called it his paradise. But for Amber, that night, it was a prison. A place she couldn't breathe. That's the dual nature of places, isn't it? What feels like heaven to one person can feel like hell to another. Let me throw in a bit of humor here, because you know what they say, every heavy story needs a little light. Can you imagine Amber trying to book an escape ride on her phone? Yes, hello, Uber. I need a boat. Right now. No, I don't mind surge pricing. Yeah, good luck with that. On an island, your options are limited. You don't get to swipe your way out of a situation. You either stay, or you find a way to leave, no matter how dangerous or desperate it feels. And let's not forget, the ocean at midnight isn't kind. It's not the calm, postcard blue water you see in travel ads. It's dark, endless, and unforgiving. Imagine sitting in a small boat, waves rocking you, the wind pushing hard, the island shrinking behind you while the vast emptiness of the sea stretches ahead. That's not just an escape, it's a gamble. But that gamble became the turning point. Because from that moment on, nothing would ever be the same. Whether Lily Rose meant it about Amber's state of mind, about the family, or about life itself, she wasn't wrong. That night marked a shift. And maybe that's the lesson buried in all of this. Sometimes the most powerful moments aren't the big public blow-ups. They're the quiet whispers. The things said in passing. The small choices made in silence. They carry more weight than all the shouting in the world. Now, let me ask you directly. What do you think Amber was running from that night? Was it Johnny? Was it the tension of their relationship? Was it the silence of the island itself? Or was it something deeper, something inside her she couldn't face until she got away? That's the power of this story. It's not about what we know, it's about what we feel when we hear it. And when you strip it all down, what you're left with is this: a woman escaping in the night, a daughter whispering words that sound like fate, and a story that refuses to be forgotten. So here's where I'll leave it with you. Do you believe Lily Rose was right? Do you think Amber ever came back the same after that night? Or was that midnight escape the line that changed everything forever? Whatever your answer is, one thing's certain, the whisper still echoes. Quiet, chilling, unforgettable.